Aa?
Ha! Hmm. Aa.
Hi. Hmm?
Eee... Oo.
Ha.
Aa. Aa.
What? What?
Oh.
Huh? Sorry.
Hmm.
Oh.
Aw.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Ah. Huh? Hmm.
Huh? Hmm.
Ah.
Oof. Ah. Ha. Oh.
Thanks. Oh.
Ah.
Patrick. Um.
Ah. Hmm. Hey.
Hmm.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh. Ah.
Huh? What? Hmm.
Ahem.
Hmm. Ah.
Hey. Hmm.
Huh?
Hmm. Aha. Oh. Hmm.
Aa?
Hmm. Ah.
Ooh.
Ha!
Mm.
Hmm. Ahem. Ah! Hmm.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh.
Wow! Hmm.
Um. Come on. Ah! Oh. Hmm? Hmm. What?
Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
Huh.
Hmm. Huh?
Hmm. Sorry. Hmm. Oh. Oh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Aw.
Mhm. Hmm. Hmm?
Hmm.
Hmm. What? Huh?
Huh?
Ew. Huh?
Huh?
Hmm.
Ah! Ha!
What?
Huh?
Ah! Huh? Um. Oh. Ah!
Oh.
Hmm.
Huh?
Mm.
Hmm.
What?
Huh.
Huh?
Ahem. Hmm.
Huh?
Oh. Huh.
Huh.
Huh? Hmm. Huh? Huh.
Oh. Mhm. Uh.
Ahem. Wow.
Huh?
Hmm.
Ha.
Hmm.
Oh.
Eh. Oh.
Eo.
Ha. Ha. Ah.
Oh. Mhm. Hmm.
Oh. Oh.
Hmm. Oh.
Sorry.
Hı hı.
Hmm.
Aa, aa,
Ah! Ah?
aa. Hah.
Um.
Hah.
Hmm. 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 Ah? Mm-hmm. What? Hmm.
Oh.
Hmm. Um.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Oh. Oh. Huh?
Hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hmm. Oh. Oh.
What?
Huh.
Wow.
오!
어.
어? 어.
하.
음흠.
What?
아.
어.
What?
어.
응?
어?
No. Aa. Hmm. Em, hmm.
Ahem.
What?
Ah! Hmm. Huh? Hmm?
Oh?
Hmm. Huh?
Huh.
Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. Ew. Hmm. Come on. What? Hmm. Huh. Huh? Mm-hmm. Hmm. What?
Oh.
Hmm?
Oh! Hmm. Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um.
Hmm.
Ah!
Huh.
Um.
Oh. Uh.
Um.
Huh.
Um. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Aha.
Um. Hmm.
Hmm. Ee, ha!
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Ee. Aha.
Oh. Hmm. Ah. Ah.
Oh.
Um.
Hmm.
Hello?
Ah. Ah.
Hmm. Mm.
Ahem.
Hmm. Oh.
Hmm.
What? Ah!
Uh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Uh. Ee,
Aha.
Mhm. What?
Ah. Ah.
ee,
Huh?
Huh.
Huh? Hı hı. Hmm. Hı? Hmm. What? Hı?
Hı hı.
Em, hmm. Patrick. Wow! Mhm. Come on.
Ah. Ah.
Oh. Hmm. Hmm.
Oh. Ah.
Ha.
Hmm.
Ah.
Uh.
Aa?
Aa.
Hı?
Ah.
Ha.
Ha.
Hı hı.
Aha.
Oh. Aa?
Ha. Ha!
Ah! Hmm. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Hmm. Ha.
Ha! Hmm. Hey! Huh?
Oh.
Huh?
Ha,
Mhm. Mhm. Hmm. Hmm. Ha. Hmm. Eee,
oh. Ah.
um, yes! What? Mhm.
Oh.
Hmm. 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 Huh? Huh? Hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. What?
Huh. Hmm.
Um. Ah! Hmm.
Ahem.
Um. Mm,
Ha! Uh,
hmm.
wow.
Ah!
Oh.
Huh?
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
어.
응?
어.
하!
어허. 아?
음!
어. 아. 어. 아? 음. 음.
어,
Hmm. 와!
Ähm. Ha.
Oh.
Oh.
Hmm.
Ha.
Huh?
Mhm.